And Derek Brooks of the Wyoming East Warriors back in the state tournament. And Derek, I know it's a good sound to hear. You're back in the state tournament, and no secret that Tanner Whitten's been one of your main guys. You must like to see him and your other senior, Tucker Cook and Eli Fralin, too, as a senior. But especially for a guy like Whitten, who's been with you and scored all the points that he scored and been a leader for you for 3 years. Must be nice to get this last run with him down in Charleston.
Yeah, he's been a 3-year starter for us. He's been a staple in our program for 3 years. He's scored it a bunch of different ways over his 3 years. He started out as being a three-point shooter, shooting it very well. He still shoots it very well, but now he predominantly scores inside. So I'm just glad we could get a trip down there for those three guys to end their senior year in style.
What do you think it means to those guys to finally go out? These are guys that went through a lot of ups and downs here. You've always played a demanding schedule, and a couple of years ago, it probably didn't work out the way you wanted it to. The way that it did this year for you, I think playing the tough schedule did work out. But they've been through a lot of adversity here. Just to be able to get down there and play on that floor must be reward for what they've gone through, especially those three seniors.
Most definitely. Whitten was a starter his sophomore year when all that adversity happened. So he was playing anyway, but Tucker Cook was kind of forced into action early as a sophomore. I mean, he hadn't matured yet. He was super skinny. Pressure was kind of tough for him. He wasn't as quick, didn't shoot it as well. And just to see them grow over the last 3 years, especially, I think that helped tremendously, having to throw them into the fire. It made them learn quickly and on the fly. But like I said, Whitten, he's been a 3-year starter for us. He scores it well every year. He's been kind of slighted his 3 years with injury. His sophomore year he missed like 6-7 games. COVID year last year shorted him like 7 games. And then this year he's missed the first game of the year due to an ankle sprain and missed 2 more games due to a severe stomach bug. But I'm just excited for them to get the opportunity to play on that floor down there in that atmosphere and have a chance to compete for a state championship.
And then too, Eli Fralin's a guy, he didn't play last year for you, but he's really been a guy who's come in and plays defense in practice, does all the things that you need to get done.
Yeah, he's a very scrappy kid. He doesn't get a ton of minutes, but when he does, he takes advantage of it on the defensive end. He's a football player. He's physical. He's scrappy. He'll get up in you. I know our guys in practice hate him guarding him because he's up on them. And he gives you no breaks. He's very physical defender, and I think that's helped our starting 5. There's nothing they don't see come game time because, especially with Eli guarding him, they're up in him. So our guys get that everywhere we go. So they're kind of used to that on a day-to-day basis, and it doesn't change anything coming game time.
You got Bluefield coming up. Do you think does it matter, in your opinion, one way or another, that they've been down there every year, say 2020 for the last 8 or 9 years? Does that give them an advantage maybe you don't have, or the fact that you played so well against them this year, is that an advantage for you?
I think we've played well against them the last 2 years. Now, I do think that does give them a little advantage, knowing what the atmosphere is like down there, maybe take away some of those jitters. But hopefully these guys that are senior-led, we've got, like I said, 3 seniors, but 2 in the starting lineup. They know what's at stake. All these guys know what's at stake. So I think you're going to get our best effort of the year come Wednesday, and I'm looking forward to it.
Wyoming East has been a player in the state tournament for a long time. It's been a few years since you've been down there now. What's it mean to get back?
It feels good. It feels good. I thought we should have got there last year. We didn't end up making it. I thought we played pretty poorly there come tournament time, and we didn't want that to happen this year. And those guys didn't want it to happen either. You could see it in their face. As soon as tournament time hit, even before tournament time, the last 6 weeks of the season, I thought we were a different team. Just the effort in practice, the energy level, game time, effort, game time, and you could just see it in their eyes. They wanted it.
I asked you this after the game the other night. I'll do it again. The fact this will be the 4th meeting between the 2 schools. Do you like that? Or a lot of times guys will say, coaches will say, we'd like to see somebody different. Like we talked about Wyoming East and Oak Hill in 2010, played 5 times that year. And none of the people associated with that game necessarily like the 5 times. Yeah. What are your feeling on that?
Typically, you don't want to play a team that much, but I think that's to our advantage this time. I mean, we know what we're going up against at the state tournament, where other teams do not. They're playing teams they usually don't play, and where we haven't been there and played, these guys should have the confidence level way up here for who we're playing, just the way we played against them the last 2 games. So, I mean, I think it's going to help us this year with a familiar opponent, not having to really scout, and they know what these guys do, and they just got to go play.
Do you feel like you match up well with Bluefield?
I do. I feel we match up pretty good position by position. I mean, they got a solid big, they got solid guards, they're solid everywhere, really. And I feel we are too with our top 5. And I think even coming off the bench, it's kind of similar situation for Bluefield there. So I think we match up quite well.
All right, Derek, I appreciate it, and good luck. We'll see you in Charleston Wednesday.
Thanks, sir.